Many investors would like to know how inflation impacts the stock market and what actions to take, if any.
How related is inflation to the stock market? Because you hear a lot that inflation is going to really drive the market either up or down. And we wanted to see that. And we wanted to see it not based on an opinion, or just hunches. But when you look at data, what do we see on the relationship of stocks and inflation? Is there a relationship? And does inflation hurt stocks? So when we did this, we looked over the past 30 years or so. And we wanted to explore that relationship. And for the stock market, what we wanted to see not just the returns that they had in that particular year, but returns after you account for inflation. So let's say the market returned 10% and inflation was 3%. Well, at that point, the return that you would see, which is called the real return, would be 7%. So this is above and beyond inflation. So we wanted to see the relationship between the market and inflation. So when you plot it as a visual, what you see is quite interesting. These are the S&P one-year returns as a bar, and the yellow dot is the inflation for that particular year. And Greg, if you see here, it's quite interesting because inflation has been quite steady in a way. And you can have a year when inflation is really about the same to another year. And yet one year the market went up significantly, the other one it dropped significantly. So it's not the only time. You have even like here in 2016 and 2017 and 2018, very similar inflation. One year the market goes up, the other one it goes down. So, obviously when you look at this, it doesn't seem to be a clear evidence to suggest that inflation is the main driver of the stock market. In the way that we look at it, inflation is one of the many variables that impact the stock market, but it doesn't appear to be a primary one. It doesn't appear to be the one that it can, absolutely establish a clear link. Inflation is going to do this, the market's going to do something else. We can't really do that. So in that respect, if you are an investor in the stock market and you are concerned about inflation, in reality, we don't really see that as being clearly linked to each other. Even in years of high inflation in the early 80s, you have a year like 1980 or 1981 when the market went up significantly, and we also had high inflation. So you can't really draw a clear distinction and a clear connection. Not distinction, but a clear connection between the inflation and the market. So that's the first thing that I would say from an investor perspective. Don't draw that connection.
Well, listen, thanks for being with us today. And Apollo, thank you for your time. Always great to see you. I really appreciate it. Until next time.
Thanks for having me.
Feel free to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we are on LinkedIn. And as always, you can come to our website at pradocapital.com. Have a great day.